Alright, so welcome back everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about SIEM. So SIEM is basically security information and event management tool. This tool is something that you will find almost everywhere. I mean, not almost, in fact, with every large enterprise businesses, or multinational businesses, they must have it. They definitely be having it. And because without SIEM, the security operations or incident management process is incomplete. Okay, so let's first understand what exactly SIEM is. It's basically a software solution that actually collects the log and then analyze it. That actually collect the log from multiple devices, multiple network infrastructure, and then it parse it and index it, and then show it to the security engineers so that they can take an action on it. I know this might sound very simple to you, but it is very important in the large organization, because large organization has got they have a lot of application, lot of devices, and in order to understand what's happening where, they need to have analytics tool, and for security, this is really the key. So you can see this SIEM tool basically collects the security data from the network devices, servers, domain controller as well. I hope you have got the idea about domain controller. We had the entire video on it. SIEM also stores, normalize, aggregate the data as well, and then discover the trend, detect the threats, understand the patterns altogether, and then we get the idea, okay, what's the anomalous behavior in the network. Let's understand a couple of more stuff. You see there's a SIEM capability. Let's understand what are the capabilities of SIEM. So there are three major capabilities, I would say. The first is the threat detection. We make use of it to detect threats. So what really happens is the threat can, SIEM is not really that intelligence in terms of detecting a threat. It has to depend on the security appliances we have in the network, just like firewall, antivirus, endpoint protection tools, all those stuff, email security tools. So they basically detect the threats, but they throw the logs to the SIEM about every activity that happens, right? So SIEM basically collects a log from each and every security appliances and other normal server or desktop infrastructure as well, so that it can correlate what's happening where, and if it is the same threat moving in from different appliances or has been detected by different security appliances. So the first part is to detect the threat. It basically based on event as well. Based on event, it can actually get the idea, okay, it is a threat. So for that, we have to create a policy into it. Don't worry, when we go into the practical and lab, I'll show it to you how exactly it works. Then investigation, which is very, very important. If something happened in the past, you can make use of it to understand what was the root cause, how the malware came into the network, was there any phishing email came into the network, what was the system initially compromised, so and what was the process got infected, and that's something which can be done with the SIEM tool, right? Time to respond. Obviously, I mean, this is all happening because we can respond to the threats on a real time. Now there are some additional capability as well, like basic security monitoring. If somebody is sitting, the team or SOC team is sitting, monitoring the alerts, they can do that with the SIEM tool. Advanced threat detection based on, advanced ransomware attacks, or maybe lateral movement, insider threats, many more stuff. Forensic incident response, log collection, normalization, many more stuff, right? Let's talk about the SIEM process. Well, what's really happened is, first of all, SIEM need to collect, the software basically need to collect the data from various sources. These sources could be network devices like your network, routers, switches, firewalls. It could be your email gateway appliances. It could be anything, right? It can even be your servers. It can be your desktop. It can be any IoT devices, right? And then of course the domain controller, which is very very important thing, because that's where the real that's actually real juicy, because if somebody got access to our domain controller, he can access to almost everything into the network. Next, our SIEM tool need to normalize and aggregate the collected data. What do I mean by that? It basically get the logs, every logs from a different vendors of a different appliances have a different patterns. So they might be having a log in a different in the different syntax, so date and time, or the logs which has been written might be of a different syntax. So SIEM has got that capability to normalize and parse those strings, those syntax, and understand it, and then they can aggregate all the collected log together. After that, it analyzes the data to discover and detect the threats. Now, in order to detect the threats, the SIEM tool itself can't do much with it. We have to manually go and create a policy. We call it as correlation policy. So being an SOC engineer or as an administrator, we have to create set of policy that this is something. If somebody is matching this policy or this rule, it should generate an alert. So that has to be done on the SIEM. Finally, it has a capability to pinpoint the security breaches and enable organization to investigate an alert, right? So what happened is, let's say, if there is any endpoint which is sending or uploading lots of data than expected pattern, it could be a possible data breach, right? So we can create a policies or rule in the SIEM itself that if somebody is sending data more than maybe 1 GB in a day or something, that could be a possible data breach, or data exfiltration as well. So that way we can create a policy and make our system very smart as well. All right, so I think you got the idea about what exactly SIEM is. We'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.